Canto 15, Niccolo Machiavelli. As battle, brutal and incessant, grates the gates of Florence, Venice, Sicily, Genoa, Naples, and the Papal States, all pounced on by the foreign barbarity. No tribal seat shall keep this clan intact. At Italy's defeat, 'twas unity they lacked. It is the writer's lot in life to say what we are thinking. Of course, this comes weighed down with strife, while heavier the drinking. Winning himself a free-born wife, with his princes linking, he sets himself a mission to implore his countrymen their glory to restore. Some called him diabolical, degenerate, depraved, through which evil courtly counsel a road to hell was paved. But in his words lies common sense, their rescue wildly craved. Florence, 1513. The death of chivalry. Beneath the pyramids the Sultan stands, protecting ancestral lands Islamic from Ottoman conquest. His line expands across the sands, strange musket chambers click. Fathomless force, that is the flow of time, electrifies his horsemen on a charge sublime. Those brave Egyptians went to work, yanked back drawstrings on their bows. Their lust for bloodshed bled berserk, as fanned 1,000 arrows. But images of future lurk in the Turkish shadows. The Mamluk line withers as winter rots, as masters of gunpowder blast their shots. As lion kings must lose their pride when old worlds meet the young, led wall wide of genocide, dead men from dead mounts flung, and knowing he would be the last, their last sultan was hung. Cairo, 1517. Ciao.
Ciao.
Sono un poeta inglese.
Era la pizzeria prima.
Oh, yeah, sì. Molte Kosoma. There was a time when white men thought them best. Of course, we know this naught but braggarts boast. But then there was a time when to the west, great floating mountains landed off the coast. Quetzalcoatl has come, the emperor, faced with an immortal, tribulates in terror. Hernando Cortez was no god. Gunpowder was his magic. Him over honour rode slipshod. Intransigence's tragic. Snapping Montezuma's rod. Sends tumbling double quick. A vast empire of gleaming golden plate. Consumed entire into the Spanish state. Some people coming. No. No. Okay. 500 years from pole to pole, European empires shall each and all rise up and fall until the thought retires that men are meant to others rule. Cortez inspects the pyres. Tenochtitlan, 1521. Iberia. Magellan proves the world a moving sphere, crisscrossed and pinpricked by the flags of Spain, throne of a restless king, whose lands appear as gardens of a globular domain. Unto him comes the holy Roman crowns, the roll of Spanish drums belittling Europe's towns. He was a very handsome king, and his fate a special queen, who gives him her engagement ring. Valladolid hosts the scene, where bridal dress more angels wing, and afterwards serene Alhambra Palace holds a honeymoon of warm love-making in the afternoon. Don Carlos kissed his Isabel, sent their souls delighted. Seductive smell the sunset fell, verses soft recited, then entered her with passion's fire, with Portugal united. Granada, 1525. That was for you, baby. The siege of Vienna. For Suleiman, the Caesar's sultan heir, this Istanbul, a worthy capital. All creeds and races in her splendour share, where lonely wives worry after battle. whose young boys dream of stately tents of war, where blazing colours stream and sharp the Zulfikar. Part of that Byzantine glory that was ardent as sheer, once more denied of liberty with Belgrade and Wallachia, North Africa to Hungary through Transylvania, embassies of nervous Western nations profess cordial congratulations. The Turks arrive at Vienna, the French fear for their lives, but by winter's onset men were loin-weary for their wives, and left the wall, and all their force defiantly survives. Austria, 1683. Monarchia Hispania. Conquistadors view the Pacific blue. Cortez claims the nopal of Mexico, and the laurels for conquering Peru go to gallant Francisco Pizarro. Stretching the range of Hispanic mandate through lands and native strange decorum to create. Above the earth the sun was sent, shone down on land and sea, from continent to continent, volcanic Cotopaxi, Mozambique, Kerala and Ghent conjoined community, whose peoples are powerless to resist the vigours of this white supremacist. The virgin world desilverized, building a bridge to Spain, Christianized and Hispanized to civilize the reign, abuzz with swarms of Afric slaves in fields of sugarcane. South America, 1540. That should be in there. Anyway, don't know. Opening the Orient. Among the islands of the Coral Sword, pink-faced traders find friendly harbourage. Lisbon captain meets with local lord and welcomes him into the modern age. Gold muskets fire, buoyed by their example, the samurais admire these gifts from Portugal. Swordsmen of armoured cavalry with battle dress their pillow handle the weapons gracefully as poets play the koto, epitomising chivalry personified Shinto. No compliments exist enough on earth to bless the moments of their noble birth. Persuasive parley was prepared as sense spread sensually. Opinions aired, religion shared, propounded in treaty. Portugal penetrates an indigenous endogamy. Portugal penetrates indigenous endogamy. Japan, 1543. 2 to go. Prophecies. Nature has taught us, have aspiring minds, fueled by the scholarly Byzantine drain. The genius of Leonardo finds and unveils parts of our uncharted brain. Renaissance men, Tasso, Copernicus, muse with alchemic pen. With them Nostradamus peers deep inside his brass tripod. Shiny, time-flickering eye sees mushroom clouds, brash act of God. Pig-faced pilots for heaven high, men harnessing a lightning rod and houses scraping sky. Saw metal monsters spitting yellow flame, then saw a face, then heard a demon's name. Knocking his tripod to the floor, he shrank away in fear. Demonic roar flew through his core as visions disappear. Fearing for Europe's future, wrote Hister through misty tear. Provence, 1553. Ivan Terrible. As Mother Russia crowned imperatrix, her Caesar has proclaimed himself the Tsar. Power drunk upon the streets sadistic, sends men to die for his ascending star. These tainted souls into hell's pits are hurled. How cruel on men fate falls when madness shapes the world. Cross oceans flowers besprinkling towards the sea of Caspian, boiling, roasting and impaling, conquering all Kazakhstan. Constant drilling, constant killing, conquering Astrakhan. The puppet kings afraid in fealty, the Mongol Khans but foggy memory. Fur traders from the Tudor court meet the barbarian. Good contracts saw his highness bought with wonderments western, fusing cultural amity twixt Moscow and London. Russia, 1556. Elba is over there somewhere, just around the corner. That's where Napoleon was exiled, and we'll be coming to that in a couple more cantos.